Hi, I'm Lucy James and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
And we're back with One Up Gaming. It's going to be episode 389 of this week's show. So it's me, David, One Up Gaming, episode 389. And we're going to talk through some games. So I will just mention DOTA 2 I had a quick go at. Knight Rider 2 I had a quick go at. Rail Route. I guess Froggie, a retro platformer. That's a really good little game. So that's what we've been doing this week. So as always, we're sponsored by Games Inspired Music. It's an album that you can stream, you can buy from all the good sites and some crap ones. And 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. You can also get our first 100 podcasts available at audiobooksontape.com, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So that's what we've got coming up this week. So please stick around after this.
Hi, I'm Matt Kapp, the lead artist on Binding of Isaac Rebirth and the creator of Castle of Darkness, and I listen to the One Up podcast.
Hello, Andy. This is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig.
So, still me, still David, still One Up Gaming, and we're still talking about the episode of 389 of the One Up Gaming podcast. This week we have like 9 games that we're going to go through, and a TV series that I have to mention that was amazing. So we'll kick straight into it. So on our YouTube channel, someone emailed us and asked if the little tiny, I can't even remember what the hell you call it now, is it the mag? No, not mag. Blooming hell. I have no idea. Right, I'll go back. Right. You know, I really should write these things down, shouldn't I? Here we go. Trig key. Where do you get mag from? Yeah, so the Trig key mini PC that I've got, it has a Ryzen 7 5800H processor, and it has 32 gig of RAM. So someone messages on our YouTube channel and asking us, how does DOTA 2 play on it? So I had a quick go at it. I've never played DOTA 2 before, so we had a quick go, and we can clearly see that it's not the best, but it runs a steady 40-45 frames per second on the settings that it loads it up. You could probably tweak it and get things changed a little bit, but as I was playing it there, it seemed to be working really well. So Trig key, little PC, Ryzen 7, it works, it's playable, you can play it. So yeah, and DOTA 2, I have no idea what I was doing. I was clicking random buttons and things, and it's, yeah, I'd have a guess I'd have to sit and play it for hours just to get used to the actual game. So a game that I did kind of know what I was doing, and that was Knight Rider 2, and this was on the PS2, old classic game, and I say that ironically because it's crap, but I love the music, I love the theme, I love the fact of like this semi 3D open world environments with the car combat mechanics, with car platforming and things like that, and it just works really well. It's one of those like budget games that just works really well, and I really enjoyed the time with that game. So Knight Rider 2, good little game. New game now, well, a couple of new games now, and that was Rail Route, and this one it's a really minimalist sort of graphical style where you have to, it looks like an underground like rail sort of map, and you have to send the train on its journey at the right times and get it to pick up passengers, open and close gates to send other people on other routes. It's really good, but really complicated and hard once it gets going. And even with just like 1 or 2 trains going at the time, I found it quite difficult, to be honest. But I am quite special. So Railroute, yes, it's a really good little game. Next up is Crash Test Idiots 2 multiplayer, and this one is a crazy, freaky little game. It's a third-person game, like a Grand Theft Auto, but it's really cheap, it's really budget, and it is just random rubbish around, like flipping cars, like big massive swings and mallets and hammers and smashing things round. And it's one of those games that's bad, but you can still have fun. And I don't play multiplayer games, so I never played the multiplayer side of things, but I could see from the title of the game, I will say that if you can get you and your mates, like 5-6 people together, it could be quite fun just messing around. So that is Crash Test Idiots 2 multiplayer. So the next game that we played this week is called Sudden Market, and it's a bit like the UK sort of like Supermarket Sweep sort of TV show. It's a first person game where you have a trolley and you have to go out into the actual sort of like supermarket and pick all the things on your shopping list and get back to the tills before the security guard gets you, or before time runs out, that kind of thing. It's another one of these games that is quite bad, but it's still quite fun to play, and I can see people having quite a good time with that. Once you get used to where things are on the map, it could be quite fun. But yeah, I just didn't get that much into it, to be honest. But so then we have Gods of Twilight, and this is a very heavily focused story narrative. It's one of those visual novels. Not my sort of thing. It wasn't my sort of thing. I can't do this. Just sat there reading text after text after text. The trailer's up on the screen. If it's your sort of thing, have a look. The art style was really nice, and I liked the setting and things, but I just don't like these sort of games. So unfortunately, Gods of Twilight wasn't my sort of game. So I'll move swiftly on to the next one, and that was Soldier Yoki, or Yoki, Soldier Yoki, I don't know. And this one is another really budget multiplayer focused first person shooter, and this one looks to have been made in a bloody like a free to use multiplayer game engine, like the Game Maker sort of suite, and it was really bad. It controls bad, it looks bad, it moves bad, and it is just a really bad game. So Soldier of Yoki, do not recommend. It doesn't look good, it doesn't play well. And then the next game, Bardic, Quest for Love, and again it's very similar to Gods of Twilight. It's a very story focused sort of game, but unlike Gods of Twilight, there is more gameplay here. You control your little dude in a sort of like a tavern, a pub sort of setting, where you hire staff and hire colleagues and things. And yeah, it drew me in more than Gods of Twilight, but it's still not my sort of game, and I just don't recommend these sort of games. Have a look at the trailer, think if you are into that sort of game. If you are, all for you, but unfortunately I just don't get anything from these games. So Bardic, Quest for Love wasn't my sort of thing. And the last game that we played this week is Froggie, a retro platformer, and this is a really simple black and white pixel platformer, and it just feels really good. The controls are tight, the momentum's really good. You can sort of like stick and slide down walls. It plays very similar to the, I've completely blanked on it now, but the Super Meat Boy games. It plays very similar to them, but you are a white frog, very pixelated frog, and you jump around the levels, and It is a very basic game, but a very hard game. But the feel is there, the movement is there, the puzzles are there, the fact that you have to go into these sort of environments and get to the end. There's checkpoints in the middle, and it is just a really good platformer. I really recommend Froggie. So I guess out of all these games that we played this week, my favourite game of the week is Froggie, a retro platformer. So we recommend that one as the game of the week this week. And before I do go, I will have to say that I have been watching Wellington Paranormal. It's one of those programs that's bad. You know, it's really bad, really cringe, but I absolutely adore it. The two main characters, O'Leary and Minogue, I just think they play it so well, and I love the fact that it's meant to be like a mockumentary, sort of like following the New Zealand police force, and it is just so well done, so stupidly funny, and I love it so much. So it's been me, David, One Up Gaming, episode 389, and we'll be back with the 10 minutes of nothing after this quick break.
Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
Up next on the One Up Gaming Podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing, yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
Hi, still David, still One Up Gaming, still episode 389, I think. This is just a quick chuck things at the wall and see what sticks. Now, the Formula 1 season probably started a week or so ago, as I'm recording these. As I'm recording this, it starts in a couple of days, so that's how far ahead and how far behind I am with these sort of things. But I am a massive Formula 1 fan. I'm loving I saw the pre-season testing and that sort of thing, and I do love that sort of thing. So with this 10 minutes of nothing, I'm just going to go through what my hopes and what my expectations of this season will be. Some of the teams, some of the drivers, that kind of thing. So I won't go in any sort of order. I'll just go in the order of what they are on this website. I say that, but we're there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's got them all there. Right. So as I say, we're just going to talk about the teams, the drivers, the expectations. So do they have? Oh yeah, schedule. There we go. We can do the schedule as well. Right. So don't need that one. So right. We'll start at 10 minutes, and then we'll, if people don't know, the 10 minutes of nothing is literally just me talking for 10 minutes about a certain subject. This could be games, movies, F1, anything like this, and it, so, and as the 10-minute timer ends, I have to finish the conversation, and that is it. So we'll start now. So the 10-minute timer is on, and I'll turn that off. Anyway, so F1 2024, the new season. So let's talk through the teams. Mercedes. First of all, I absolutely love the grey, the silver going into the black, to going into the back of the car with the silver stars. I love that. George Russell, for some reason, I just never got the sense that he's amazing. He's a good driver. I just don't think he's a massive talent. I think a lot of these other people would be so much better if they were in the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton, yes, he was amazing, but what are they going to be doing now that he's announced he's going to Ferrari next year? Are they going to push all they can behind Lewis, or are they going to go to Russell just because they know Lewis is leaving at the end of next year? Well, the end of this year, I should say. The Mercedes, I think it'll be the 3rd or 4th best car on the grid at the start anyway. Hopefully we'll see what happens when things go. So next up we have Alpine, and Ocon and Gasly. I don't know why. There's not much between either of them. I think Gasly's more consistent, whereas Ocon seems to have more massive peaks and ups and downs. The car itself, it's not looking great. It's looking one of the worst cars on the grid. It's got hardly any colour on the car as well, so that shows how weird it is all going. So next up we have the Haas F1 team, and again it's another one that's, the car doesn't look great. It looks very similar to last year, apart from it's more black, and two very safe hands, two very safe drivers, Magnussen and Hulkenberg. I don't think either of them will be ripping up trees. I think they'll just be a safe pair of hands until next year. Best team, best car on the grid, Red Bull Racing. Max Verstappen, what can you say? He'll win in a bloody go-kart if you give him it. Sergio Perez, hopefully he can get more seconds this year, because I think he really struggled last year. The car looks amazing. I love the little haunches behind the drivers' heads. I love that. I think it looks so nice. But yeah, that Red Bull looks amazing. It really does. So then we get to McLaren, and both drivers, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. Now, if anyone doesn't know, I'm a massive Lando Norris fan. He's my favourite on the grid. The McLaren, since I went to the orange colour, I love so much. This year's car, it still looks okay, but it's got way too much black on it for my liking. Get the orange on it, whack it on. It looks amazing. The car, I think, is going to be the 4th or 5th best car of the year. So they're not going to be massive, but when they get to some of the faster circuits, they could surprise a few teams. So I think, again, they're not going to be amazing, but hopefully they can get some on there. So next up we have Aston Martin. Car looks stunning. That racing green looks so good, and then with the little yellow highlight around it, looks amazing. And Fernando Alonso, still a great driver. Is he just there for the money now? I don't think he's going to do massive amounts of stuff anymore. And Lance Stroll, is he just there because his dad's there? Again, he's one of these drivers that one week it can be amazing, then the next week it can be absolute crap. If he had consistent 6 or 7s every week, then that could help so much with the Aston Martin team. And then we have RB, which is the Racing Bulls, but they don't want to be called Racing Bulls, and they want to be called RB. So it's the cab, RB1 or whatever the hell it was. The car looks nice. I love the colour. I love the silver and the blue. It looks so nice. And what can you say? Daniel Ricciardo? I don't know how you pronounce it, to be honest. And Yuki Tsunoda. I love Yuki. I love it when he starts swearing and shouting on the radio. He looks like a little 2-foot dwarf screaming at everyone. So I think they could be good mid-table, upper mid-table team this year. And they probably have a lot more budget to go towards stuff. Ferrari, again, it looks amazing, does the car. It looks so nice. That red with the black highlights and the yellow tips. So nice. Probably the second best car on the grid. And Leclerc, I just don't... It's going to be bad, but I don't see the future of him being a world champion. I really don't. I mean, a lot of people go on about how amazing he is. I think Carlos Sainz is a much more complete driver, in my opinion. I might be absolutely going nuts, but I do believe that. And I think Ferrari, they're crazy in releasing Carlos Sainz next year and getting Hamilton in. I'd much rather build the team around these two, but I guess they just want the name. But yeah, I think they'll more or less be like second, third in the table. So if they have a reliable car, then they could do really well. Second from last, we have Kick Sauber. Now this one, the car looked amazing. I love the green hat, the neon green. Anything neon looks amazing in my opinion. And we have Valtteri Bottas. which last year wasn't great, but he's a good driver. And Zhao Ganyu Zhao. I hate the fact that I'm not even British, but I am Yorkshire, and I struggle to say anything. But yeah, Kick Sauber, I think they're going to be one of the worst teams of the year. I think they're going to be like third bottom-ish. Even though the car looks amazing, they're going to be struggling. Last but not least, we have Williams. The car, it's very dark, it's very black, and it's blue, which I don't mind the blue, it's not bad, but I think they could have more white highlights on the car. They've probably got the worst driver on the grid in Logan Sargent, so I wonder how long it's going to be before they release him. And Alexander Albon, I really do like Albon, but again, it's one of these drivers that it might be more to do with the car, but one week it can be absolutely immense, and then the next week it can be a bit rubbish. So the Grand Prix started a week and a half ago, I think, or a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe. I can't remember. I don't know when this is going out live. But Bahrain, I think qualifying's on the 29th and the race is on the 1st. So it's the first time that the race is going to be on the Saturday, not the Sunday. And then the week after they're going to have the race in Saudi Arabia on the Saturday, I believe, as well. I think that's because of, I'm going to get the name wrong, it's not Ramadan, I don't know, it's a holiday for Muslims, I believe, so that shuts down things on Sunday, so then they just brought everything forward a day to help, and because you have to have 7 days between races, the first one's been pushed forward a day as well. So Saudi Arabia will be on between the 7th and 9th of March, and then we have Australia 22nd to the 24th of March, the Japanese Grand Prix, and that'll be the 5th to the 7th of April, and then the Chinese Grand Prix just after my birthday on the 19th to the 21st of April, and we have United States in Miami on the 3rd and to the 5th of May, Italy Grand Prix on the 17th to the 19th of May, Monaco on the 24th to the 26th of May, Canadian Grand Prix on the 7th to the 9th of May, June, and then the 21st to the 23rd of June is the Spanish Grand Prix, 28th to the 30th of June is the Austria Grand Prix, 5th to the 7th of July is Great Britain, so I love that race, 19th to the 21st is the Hungary Grand Prix in July, 26th to 28th of July is Belgium, 23rd to 25th of August, God, it's nearly a month off, isn't it? Is Netherlands. The 30th to the 1st is the Italian Grand Prix. 13th to the 15th of September is Azerbaijan. 20th to the 22nd Singapore. 18th to the 20th United States. I'm going to miss the dates now because the time's running. Mexico, Brazil, United States, Qatar and Abu Dhabi. And that is the 10 minutes of nothing. Of me talking nothing about Formula 1. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. I will say that I think as this has gone up, the whole week after this has gone up, we're going to have a full week dedicated to Formula 1 games. So every game this week on the YouTube channel is going to be Formula 1. So if you like Formula 1, keep watching. And yeah. So it's been David, One Up Gaming, episode 389. There we go. It's been episode 389 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll be back after this quick break.
Hi, my name is Justin. I'm the developer of Per Rocket, an iOS space game with cats, and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast. You can find a link to download my game at facebook.com/perrocket.
So, thank you all for watching. It's been me, David, One Up Gaming, episode 389 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Please go to our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We have new reviews on there every so often, every few days or so, whenever can be bothered to put things up. You can buy t-shirts and hats and mugs and other random things from our Etsy store. So just go to Etsy and search 1UP Gaming. Find us on there. Please like, subscribe, share, bell that button on the YouTube channel. And also, if you're listening to this on a just a normal audio podcast, please subscribe to us, leave positive feedback, that kind of thing. It really helps when people are listening, and it helps spread the message, helps spread us to the good world. So thank you all for watching. It's been David, 1UP Gaming, episode 389. Our YouTube channel and our podcast is sponsored by Games Inspired Music. You can stream it, you can buy it, and 20% of each sale will be going to Child's Play charity. And you can also buy our first 100 podcasts, available at audiobooksontape.com, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So thank you so much, you mean the world to us, and we'll see you next week. So goodbye.